There's something in the background, but other than that, I think we should be good to go. So, oh, actually, let me fix myself. Whoop, that's not what I meant to do. Meant to do that. There we go. There we go. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I am back again. Sorry, I keep disappearing and coming back. Not that I don't want to come back to streaming. I do. I definitely really do. There are times when I'm like, oh, I wish I could just hop on for like an hour or two. But as you can kind of tell from the opening, well, not opening, from the title, whether you're watching me here on Twitch or YouTube, today will just be a quick little chatting stream to kind of just talk about what's been going on the past, what, 2 months since I last posted, which was the podcast episode for the first season of the Irregular at Magic High School. Still have to do the second episode that we did pick out for. It was Fena, the Pirate Princess. Yeah, I just gotta figure out a day to do it, which honestly could be coming up shortly. Mainly because, and I'll go a little bit more into that. It has to do with my job, and it's more of whether it extends and for how long, or I end up getting this permanent position that they are offering. So, before I can go more into that, I usually hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Um, and hope Black Friday, if you, I guess you know, are the few people that go out and celebrate, Black Friday, go out and get deals and whatnot. Um, Me and my family never really celebrates Black Friday. Um, and honestly, nowadays, where you can basically get everything online, it's like, there's really no point. I mean, to get stuff, like go into a store and go through that crowd, which crazy enough does still happen, depending on what it is. But nowadays, everything, I mean, even if you don't want stuff shipped to you, so many places are offering like store pickup. So you can literally order everything you want. Someone in the place will literally pick up all the orders for you, pack it up, seal it. You just gotta come, give your name, or get your order number. They'll check it out, and boom, you're done. So, so literally nowadays, there's like no reason why there should be like a million people in the store, unless you are doing that, or you're one of the few people who, I guess, pardon me, I mean, guess just still enjoys that rush. I never was a part of that. My family never really was a part of that, so we don't really do that. So today, Friday, we really, after getting everything ready for Thanksgiving, we really just kind of relaxed. Everyone kind of just did their own thing, which we kind of do regularly. So it's just kind of like a regular day. But well, actually, because when I go into this, it'll have to do with my job, and I just wanted to say they did not disappoint. So the few people who have been following me, the beginning of no, it was like towards the end of September, I had gotten a part-time seasonal remote from home position that honestly, if I'm not honestly, but actually ends next week. Like next week, basically the starting of December is our last week. Um, but they did notify us, and we should be getting some more updates on like Monday or Tuesday. But they kind of already gave us a little bit of what they're doing. That they are going to be giving some extensions, contract extensions. Basically, trying or going to offer some positions. Whether they actually have two. They said they have some people that they would want to have on full time, and people that they would want to have on part time for like from what I remember, my supervisor told me it was like at least like another 3 to 4 months, like until like March or April, they would need these extra seasonal people for. So, but yeah, they have an amount. I think it was like 20 or 25 A good portion of those would be given full-time positions. The would only get extensions, but would get it for like another couple of months. So you would at least get like a good like another like 6 months really of kind of having a position. Because one, especially with everything going on in this world, there is a lot. But other than that, I can definitely say this job it has its up and downs. One biggest up is that it is a remote job, so I literally do it from home. Honestly, I think I've talked about this last time I gave an update about this job. Literally, I have it set up in my room right now, on my table that I'm currently using, because I did buy one of those gaming tables, those ones that's like a U shape. So literally half of it has my regular PC, the stuff I use for streaming, and then the other half, even when I was working my other position that was remote, the other half was my workstation. So it was all on one table because it is actually a huge ass table. But literally, I'm able to like split it down to half, where one half of it is my personal streaming PC setup and everything, and then literally the other half has everything I need for my remote job. But like I said, that's the big upside, Ain't gotta go nowhere. Literally just get up, log in, and just yeah, it's like customer service, or it's like you're like literally answering calls and getting people to the right position that they need to, or to the right people to help them out. Um, so because basically what this is, it's we help people. What this position is more helping people who are 65 or people who qualify for Medicare and signing up for new plans for going into 2026. So you're all dealing with a certain demographic, and I can definitely say we do have our ups and downs on that, especially since we have been getting closer. Because literally, like I said, we have like 1 week left of this, and then at least of this enrollment period, because I believe they said like right after another like insurance enrollment starts immediately. So yeah, but so we do deal with a certain demographic, and like I said, for the most part, the people there, at least the people we do get calls, are mainly people who do need the help, need the assistance, don't know much about technology, but want to make sure that they're set and they're covered with their insurance going into next year. So like I said, 9 out of 10 you will get a nice person that just wants some help. You'll gather some of their information and then get them over to the right department that can help them in whatever else further they need to, because there is different departments depending on whether you're licensed or not. My position, of course, is for the people who are not licensed. So basically, we're just like gathering information for the people who will eventually that will get them onto who are licensed, so that way they have an idea what they're looking for, so they can immediately start helping them. Like I said, the other half, I mean, it's with any job, but you are gonna get the people that are just will hop on and just start cussing people out for no reason. People coming on being just straight up disgusting, being perverted, and it's like, clearly you've got nothing better to do. Get off my phone. Or like people want to call wanting help, but they're rushing you. They don't want to go through the process which is required. They just immediately want their answers questions or want the plans popped up, and it's like it's not how that works. Unless you already are like in the system, and if you've already talked to someone, yeah, we can get you over to that person, so you don't gotta go through this whole process again. But if you are new or even just someone returning, we have to go through this process. So we do get people like that, but I definitely say we've worked a way to maneuver it. But like I said, you are going to get your good and bad days where you'll just have 1 or 2 days where you'll get like really bad calls or people. But then most days, I can definitely say you'll get like people actually helping, people being nice, being happy, friendly. So it is a good position. It is a weekly pay job, so getting that weekly pay definitely is beneficial. Because honestly, 2 weeks, I know some places do it, And sometimes, depending on your bake, you can kind of cheat that to get it a little sooner, so it kind of seems like you're getting it every week instead of every 2 weeks. But I could definitely say I am more a fan of the weekly pay than the bi-weekly pay. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh, with this, they were also offering like a bunch of benefits and what's the right word? Incentives to like keep people on contract, because basically this part was a contract. So they're like, hey, if you stay through, you'll get this amount of money bonus. If you have no like red flags or nothing weird, and like from the people you're working with, people saying like, oh no, she was a good employee, she did her job, came when she needed to, she definitely does deserve this bonus. And they have a bunch of all the other incentives, so it's definitely helped out money wise. um, Especially when I was going those few months where I did have a job, but then when stuff was just getting worse and worse, I ended up having to lose a job. Not lose my job. I lost my main job. Tried to get a part time, but even then, their hours were not it. Um, and I lost the car, and that was just a whole nother mess to deal with. And then that was just dipping into extra money we didn't already have. So, but I can definitely say with this, it's helped because one is remote, so I don't have to fly, I have to go nowhere to. So I'm not paying like $100 a week to go and make this money. I'm literally getting up, freshening myself up, hopping back in my room, closing it, and I'm just sitting on my desk. Basically, what I kind of do every day if I'm off. Um, but I can definitely say one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming as much, especially on the weekends, because I think I've said this before, but this is a Monday through Friday position. So basically, Monday through Friday, you do this, and jeez, peace. I hate when these things pop up. But yeah, like Monday through Friday. So then you're thinking, oh, she has her Saturday and Sundays off. But you would think that, and sometimes I do, but I also have kept my other position because, like I said, this is not a full-time permanent position. This was only a contract, only for a couple of months, like literally like a month, like 2 months and a half, really, because it was like the ending of September, all of October, all of November, and then literally the first week of December. So literally like 2 months and not even a half, really. Well, maybe, because we did start like the third week of September, so we did have like because if I remember correctly, training was like 2 weeks, and then it was October, and then we like officially started. And it was like all of October, all of November, and then literally we have like 1 week left. So yeah, I think they just spent like 2.5 months. Um, but yeah, with that, so I'm kind of hoping, that I'm one of the few people that they are offering this, even if it's not a full-time position, which I would really look into that, because I actually did get some news about that, about something else I could possibly sign up for being a remote job. Um, but if not, I am hoping I at least get the position to extend this contract until those extra like 2 or 3 months that they need extra people for. So I can definitely do that until I can find something more permanent. Because I actually was told once we moved to my new location, my brother found a better job after his whole situation. It's not remote, and funny enough, he actually says he doesn't want a remote job. He prefers getting up and going to the office. I'm like, hey, all to you, I guess. I mean, there are, I guess, some people who are like that, who prefer being in an office. Me, I definitely much prefer doing a remote from home job. But he told me that the job told him that they are in the process of opening up remote positions of basically what he does, but are giving it to, or opening a department where it would be remote. So he would give me updates on that once they're like fully in the process of it, and and they're being like, hey, if you know anyone who's looking for a remote job, let them know that this is what we have, these are the hours, these are the pays, this is where they can sign up for getting that application out. So even if I'm hoping that this works out. If not, I do have something, in the works. Just need with that. Plus, with all the money that's been coming in with this, I have been saving. So, cause yeah. But other than that, what was I saying? Oh, right. You would think, oh, Saturday and Sunday she's off. You would think that, but especially for someone like me who is not a morning person, this job is very tasking. Because one, it depends on your area code or pretty much where you are, if you're Eastern, Western, or Pacific time. But mainly most people, I pray to God I'm not one of the people who have to wake up at like 6 a.m. I think those are people who are on like Pacific time. I would literally, I don't think I could do the job. I mean, I could, but I would be exhausted having to wake up at like 6 a.m. But yeah, it depends on your area code. Not area code. I keep saying area code. Pretty much depends on your time zone. That's what it is. And since I am Eastern, my time is, well, at least from where I start, it is 9 a.m. And I am not a 9 a.m. early morning person. I am someone who, at most, is maybe up around like maybe 10, 11, 12, if I feel like it. Um, Especially since my other position was like it was that 11 or 12? No, I think it was a 12. And I was getting up at 11. Like that I could do. Because it worked with my time. But this being a 9 a.m. to pretty much like by the time I get off, it's like 4, not 4, 5, about to be 6. So at first it wasn't that bad because, I was still getting off and the sun was still kind of up for like maybe another hour or two. And then it was starting to get dark. But since daylight savings had started at the beginning of November, at first I'd totally forgotten. So I'm sitting in my room, usual time, about to clock out. And I'm like, why did it suddenly get so dark in here? I'm like, it's only like 5 something. And then I'm like, oh, son of a, that's right. We're in that time of the year where basically by the time it's 5, 6 o'clock, it's all dark like you think it was 9 o'clock. I was like, oh God. But what was it? Yeah. So that's also been throwing me off too. So literally I'm up as the sun is kind of coming up, and I get off as soon as like the day is over. So I'm just like, ugh. So literally this has been throwing off my entire sleep schedule, kind of. I mean, I have pretty much trained myself to be on this schedule of waking up at a good time, getting myself ready so I can hop on at like 9 to do this position. Um, and then have pretty much trained myself to go to sleep at a certain time so I can get a full night of sleep and not feel groggy and exhausted in the morning. But with that, it's literally been throwing off my schedule of even on the weekends, and hope to forgive I've actually maybe don't have to work at my other job, because that's the thing. I've kept my other position that I did have. Pretty much told them, sorry, I kind of have this full-time position. It's Monday through Friday. It is only until this time. I actually did tell them that they are offering like extensions or full-time positions. They haven't fully confirmed who's going to be getting what yet, so I don't want to change anything and then I have to change it back. So I pretty much told them my schedule is still the same, but I'll give you an update on what that's about as soon as possible. What else was I saying? Oh, so even if like maybe I don't have to work at my other job on Saturdays and Sundays, 9 out of 10 I'm literally like where I'm at is like 1 a.m. I would be asleep already. Like I'd be in my bed, probably listening to some music, putting on some white noise, had eaten some um what are they called? I have them. They're sleep gummies, pretty much, but they're like the ones you can like get in like the store, pretty much. But I have like what is it? Is it melatonin in them? Like they're not prescribed, basically, but you can like literally go into like a Walmart or a Publix and they're in there, or get them off of Amazon. And you don't need like a prescription from like a doctor to get them. So I've been using those, and they've pretty much helped me in keeping the schedule of, yeah, by like 12:30, 1 o'clock the latest, I am like already in my bed, lights are off. I'm probably listening to a little music, a little white noise, and I'm falling asleep because I gotta be up at like 8:30, like the latest, to pretty much get up, do what I need to do, grab some water, maybe, well, it's literally that early, so I don't really eat anything, because I know if I did, it probably 9 out of 10 would mess up my stomach in the next, like, hour or so. But, yeah. So that's pretty much it. So, with that, and just, pretty much Monday through Friday, I'm up from, like, 9 to pretty much 6. And then the few times where, there's been a few weeks where I've had to work also at my other job, so there are times when I've literally have like no days off, really. Like maybe I'll work a few hours at my other job, like not all day, thank God. But by the time I get back, I'm like exhausted, I'm tired, I ain't got it ready I'm just ready to shower, eat, and possibly, if it's a Saturday, go in the next day, or get my brain ready to pretty much be up at 9 o'clock for tomorrow, if it's a Sunday, which is pretty much what's gonna happen with me tomorrow, because I do work my other job like 3 to close. Luckily it's a Sunday, so malls close around like 6, so hopefully we're not gonna be there. Well, I'm not gonna be there all night, but especially with Black Friday, they probably just want a bunch of people there so they can like restock the store and get it set up for Monday. But yeah, so we'll see how my disposition works. If I get an extension, and then how I can work that with my streaming. But if not, like I said, I will definitely try to hop on and stream whenever I can. I am also trying to do something else too, of maybe I'll just record myself playing certain games and then just posting it on, well, I can't post them on Twitch because I don't have that level or whatever status you need to be at to do that. So I will post them over on my YouTube like I was doing before for the few days I couldn't stream like live, so I was just recording myself playing certain games like Weathering Waves, and then yeah, I'll just post that. So so definitely what I would say, if that is the case and that's something I end up having to do, I definitely would say check out my YouTube, which actually I do want to give a shout out because I actually checked it's been a minute, but I checked my YouTube, and the sub goal here is wrong, which actually does always take a while to like properly display the correct number. But I'm at 364 subscribers over on YouTube. I was shocked to see that number actually going up a lot since I stopped, streaming every day or every weekend like I used to. I've been posting little things here and there, whether on my on my Twitter or on YouTube as well. So just the fact that it went up like that, I was just like, what? Like, people are finding me and they're subscribing to the few things I've done. Just like, that is crazy. Also, one thing I didn't also notice, and this was a while ago, but this was like 2 weeks ago. Someone commented on my Ben 10 Danny Phantom reaction that the Ink Tank did. Actually, it was the creator himself. He actually commented on my reaction video and said, "Thank you for watching the series." And I'm just like, holy shit. I don't know how he found my reaction, but he did. So I was like, that is so freaking cool. And actually, I think I saw someone post under it that the next video was coming out November 8th, so I definitely do need to do that. Because I actually had forgotten about that. Well, I didn't forget about that, because that series was definitely interesting, so I definitely will need to catch up and see what other new episodes has been released since then. Besides that episode I saw that someone posted that came out earlier in the month. But, yeah, so I'm at 364 subscribers over on YouTube. And then Twitch, I believe, it says 70 up here, but I believe it dropped down to 69, which I'm honestly surprised it only dropped down to 1, which makes sense because with the Twitch, since I can't post videos like I can on YouTube, and the videos here actually, and I don't have a way to save them yet because I'm not at that status. So a lot of the videos here on Twitch do disappear. So anyone who does come to my channel or come to my page on this are gonna be like, well, she doesn't really have that much stuff up. When really it's kind of all over my YouTube because I'm not at that status where it keeps it over here on Twitch yet. So that's why I always tell people, just check out my YouTube. Everything I've done, past and future, is up there. So the few things that disappear over on Twitch is there. But what else? What else? I guess I could talk about. I have been watching some other animes too. When I do the Fena Pirate Princess, I definitely need to rewatch the series because it's been a minute. But with that, there has been a lot of shows that's come out. The final season of My Hero is out, which actually I think it's like literally almost done. I think it's only like 2 or 3 more episodes, I think we were told, are gonna be released for this final season. So I'm just waiting for it to finish so I can binge it. One Punch Man season 3 finally came out. What other shows have people been talking about? Whoops. I'm trying to think. Oh, the English dub for that latest, well, not the latest, but that last Detective Conan movie I watched finally came out. I was like, hallelujah. I still need to watch that latest one that came out because I haven't watched it yet. But I'm trying to go back. What else? Oh, I actually went through and started because I think I talked about this before. How I can vividly remember all of the OG Naruto movies, like the first, well, the 3 that are known, like the first one that's regular Team 7. Sasuke's there. The second one where it's Naruto, Sakura, Shikamaru, and the Sand Ninjas are there. And then the third movie where it's Naruto, Sakura, and Lee. I remember those movies vividly, but I had mentioned I was like, crazy enough, I don't remember the Naruto Shippuden movies as much. I'm like, which is odd. I'm like, why do I remember the Naruto movies, OG movies, like vividly, but I can't remember the Shippuden ones? So you know what I did one day? I literally went through and I watched all the Naruto Shippuden movies. Ooh, pardon me. The only one I vividly remember is the last 2, which would be Naruto the Last, which is pretty much what happens after the war arc, pretty much solidifying the relationship between Naruto and Hinata and kind of how they ended up getting together. And then there's the one before it, which is the Road to Ninja, which is I'm not 100% sure where that one's supposed to be taking place. I think it's supposed to be like in between, like after the Pain arc, but it's before the War arc, where Naruto and Sakura get attacked by Madara, gets somehow transported to a parallel world where everything is literally backwards. Like everyone's like the opposite of who they remember. Like Shikamaru, instead of being the clever genius we know him as, is an idiot. Chozi's the smart one. Ino's like the shy, timid girl. Hinata's this brash, just vocal girl. Kiba hates dogs, is a cat lover. Shino hates bugs. Sasuke's still in the village, but what they did with Sasuke's character in that movie, or at least his parallel version, is freaking hilarious. and it throws me off because of, kind of like the Sasuke we know, the Sasuke we kind of grew up with. Seeing him act like that just throws you off. 'Cause you're like, what the hell? um, that Naruto's parents are alive. He goes by a different name. And it turns out that Sakura's parents are like her dad becomes, or in that version, is the fourth Hokage, and that they died protecting the village, and she's the one who grew up without parents instead of Naruto. So just interesting and kind of seeing like how that world is and how different it is, and them maneuvering for it. Because I remember like in that movie, Sakura had a fight with her parents. She goes to vent to Naruto, but of course, not to say this is something she should have said, but of course, not understanding, that connection, kind of says to Sakura, like, hey, you should kind of be lucky. You can have these spouts with your parents. I can't have that. Um, and this is something I think I've talked about this last time as well, of how the studio did Sakura so dirty in her character. Cause they'll have her say like these things. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a manga version of that movie, but basically she like tells Naruto like, oh, you never had parents, so you would understand. If Sasuke was here, he would understand me. And it's just like, girl, what? It's like you haven't physically seen Sasuke in years. The first time you do see him, he tries to kill you. Are um, which is funny enough because I love them in Boruto as a couple, but it's like you don't really know Sasuke anymore. He's not the Sasuke you think he was, and if you're basing it off of anime Sasuke, he never really showed any affection like that to Sakura. So her saying that comment to Naruto was just like, girl, what? Um, but then when the roles were reversed, Naruto had a loving family, was finally getting that bonding moment he always wanted. Sakura now being the loner, by herself, can't rely on everyone like she used to, because she doesn't have those strong bonds in this world, and just kind of seeing the side of it from Naruto's perspective, and Naruto seeing it from his perspective and being like, yeah, he would love that, but seeing how protective his parents were in that version, pretty much being like, yeah, like they are his parents, like physically in another world, but they aren't the parents that he knew, the ones who were willing to sacrifice everything, even their lives, to not just protect him, but protect the village that they loved. Those are the parents he knows. They're the ones that he respects and wants to be like. So and then, not the last, Naruto the Last. Oh, I love the movie so much. I really wish they had done one, like a movie version, not a movie version, but a movie like that, kind of solidifying how the relationship of Sakura and Sasuke, like, fully blossomed to what we saw in Boruto. But, in this one, we kind of do see, the relationship of Naruto and Hinata growing, of course, at this point, anyone with eyes knows that Hinata has been crazy about Naruto since they were kids. She always saw him as inspiration to be better herself, not to follow the path that people were trying to force upon her. How she could change her fate to whatever she wanted. Just being an inspiration to Naruto, and him kind of, not always. I love this one moment in the end, one like towards the end, where he like throughout the movie he is like slowly, spending time with Hinata, seeing her in a different light, growing these feelings for her, but he's like kind of confused because of course at this point we've known, if he said it himself, that he's had feelings for Sakura all these years. Um, but when the villain of the movie takes Hinata, she kind of goes with him willingly. It kind of tears Naruto apart. He's like, I don't understand why would, and I think at that point he had like confessed he had feelings for her, and she, and at that moment she like turned him down, went with the villain, and it throws him off. So of course it has to be Sakura that snaps him out of it, and pretty much saying, like, I really love this one line in the movie in that moment where, at this point she's been passed out after, giving him medical treatment for like 3 days straight. He goes, comforts her. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. If I was such an idiot, you wouldn't have had to done this and be in this position. And she pretty much tells him, like, hey, do you remember when you told me you loved me? And, he jumps and he's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, I wonder, did you only ever say it because you knew about my feelings for Sasuke and the fact that were competing with him, you wanted to be better than him? Did you only ever say that because you didn't want to lose to him, and you thought by getting the girl that was obsessed with him that you would prove that you were the better person? And in that moment, he kind of realizes that maybe that kind of was what it was. He does care for Sakura. He does, in a way, love her. But at this point, he's realized it's not the same love that he's eventually has developed for Hinata. And, he kind of says that and tells Sakura, well, even if I've have come to realization that I do have these feelings for Hinata, it's over. She went to go be with Tonui of her own free volition. I have no right to stop her. And I think if she wasn't like physically weak, she would have gotten up and like hit him. And she was like, you idiot, come on. She's like, listen, when a girl falls in love and it's true love, her feelings can't just change like that. Like it at that point, it's kind of physically impossible for us. And in that moment, it flashes over to Sasuke, pretty much being like, yeah, over the years, in the beginning, maybe her feelings for Sasuke were superficial. She only saw him as the cool Uchiha that all the girls were fawning over and whatnot. But, after being on a team with him, getting to know him, seeing the darkness, the pain he's gone through, and still having these feelings of love for him, she's come to understand, like, yeah, it might have been superficial in the beginning, but I do truly love this man. And even though he's done these horrible things and everything and everyone is telling me I should give up upon him, I just can't. And she's saying that's pretty much the same thing with Hinata. She's loved Naruto all these years. She saw him as inspiration. She's got to know him, been by his side, nearly gotten killed for his sake, and pretty much showing like she wouldn't do all that. She wouldn't do all this. She wouldn't be who she was if it's not for you. And there's no way that love, that devotion, that caring would just instantly disappear like that. Not for someone like Hinata, because she understands that level of love, dedication, and devotion to someone. And pretty much snaps him at it like, listen, clearly she had her reasons, so we need to go get her and find out what those reasons are. And it was just so good. I just love it. And eventually they meet up. They are able to save the day, get Hinata back, get her sister back, because that was a whole nother thing with that movie, that her sister got kidnapped. And in that last moment of when they're going through those memory bubbles and they're kind of seeing their lives when they were kids, and kind of come in, at this point Hinata's already confessed her feelings to Naruto, but Naruto finally coming to the realization that that he's been hiding, or he just never really acknowledged the feelings he had for her, but he does now. And in this moment of almost losing her, like, really solidified that I am in love with this girl. And it's just so good, especially when this kind of falls into the last few episodes of the original anime, where at one point they're engaged. I'm just like, yeah, yes, I love it. I love it so much. And I've also been like kind of slowly, in a way, kind of watching Boruto as well. I haven't watched it fully, but I've seen clips. And with it, I love seeing all the characters all grown up now with their kids and families, and I just love all the pairings. Like Shikamaru and Tamari, that was a pairing from like day one from when they met, from when they were getting the tuning exams, and when they had that battle on the third exam. Yeah, it was third exam when they fought. Oh, I just knew. And then when she saved him during the Sasuke rescue arc, I was like, they are, if they don't get together, I'm gonna scream. So I'm so glad that they did. And their son, Shikadai, oh, he's so cute. I mean, he's basically a one-to-one of Shikamaru, but he's got Tamaru's eyes, and oh, he's so cute and adorable. I just love him so much. What's the other couple? One, we actually don't even know who the hell the mom is Rock Lee. Eventually looks like he got married because he has a son, Metal Lee, which he is adorable as well. He is so cute. Basically just a one-to-one of Lee. But like I said, we don't know who his mom is. People are guessing it's Tenten, but in the few scenes we've seen her in the Boruto anime, she doesn't acknowledge that, or it's never like clarified. So it's really weird, and that's kind of odd. Like, not like at that point, Rock Lee just fell in love with a random girl and had metal. You know, especially after all this time when he too was crazy obsessed with Sakura, just like Naruto was. So it's just kind of odd. And it's like there was never any hint that there was any other girl he would be interested in. Besides maybe the only girl on his team and the only member that still survived, you know, and isn't in critical condition. Uh, R.I.P. Neji. Oh, even to this day, just that scene breaks me. I've told this to people before. When I was watching the Naruto anime, Shippuden, when it was coming out, there were, God, I think there was, yeah, it's like there was like 3 moments specifically where I had to like stop watching the anime and I had to give it a few like I had to give it like a couple of months. I was like, I can't, like, what the hell is going on right now? First one was after the Sasuke and Itachi fight. If you know what I'm talking about, after that big reveal, I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no, even to this day, that's still the biggest plot twist I think no one ever saw coming. Because we were all like, there's no way. I had to give myself a couple of months just to process what I heard. Because I was like, there's no way that just happened. Second was a very specific death that just broke everyone's heart. Like, come on, if you know what I'm talking about. Pretty much right before the Pain arc starts, or pretty much Pain going after the Leaf Village. That death was a lot. Oh my god! And then freaking Neji's death. I'm like, oh my Jesus, I can't. So when especially in Boruto, when they have like this time travel arc where him and Sasuke go back in time, because you know the enemy and that arc is going after Naruto. They can't defeat Naruto as he is, you know, as an adult, and he's super strong. So they figure the best way is to go after him when he's weaker, younger as a kid. So they go back to the past, right after the Sasuke retrieval arc, and right before the 2.5 year time skip. And at that point, everyone is, you know, young, and Neji, he's there. I'm just like, oh my god. Especially when we know, at this point, you know, Boruto have only heard stories of, you know, Uncle Neji, and kind of like how Naruto helped change his fate and kind of freed him from the burden that was upon him his whole life. And it's just like, oh, I would have loved it. And then when they do interact, I'm just like, oh, I wish Neji has arrived. And then he would have met his niece and nephew, and I think he would have totally loved Boruto and Himawari. Oh, he would have spoiled them rotten, I think. But I totally blanked. I was talking about couples. Oh, and then we got Ino and Sai and their son Ino-Jin. Oh, he is so cute. He is like the perfect combination of both his parents. And you can definitely see where the Ino characteristics are and where Sai definitely, because he's definitely got Sai personality on how blunt he is. But you definitely can tell, you know, some parts of him that are Ino, and I'm just like, oh, Oh, he is so cute and he's adorable. He is like the perfect mixture of like both his parents. And then this is another thing that I wish the anime had done. God giving us a bit more backstory on Choji and God, what's her name? Karui? The girl from the Hidden Cloud. That how the hell that relationship blossomed so that they ended up getting married and end up having, Chocho, which she is adorable. She's like the perfect combination of both because she looks just like her mom, but she's definitely got Choji's features. But she is totally adorable too. Like, Chocho is just too much for me sometimes. I love her. But I would have loved to learn how that relationship had blossomed. I'm sure there's probably like light novels or something that talk about it. Um, I need to get those because I'm just like, it is like one of them couples you're just like was totally out of the blue. Like, how the hell did this form? Like, you didn't even see them meet. That'd be different if they had like met during the war. Like Choji, did they meet during the war? I don't think they met during the war. Like, it would have made sense if maybe they met during the war and maybe Choji saved her and it kind of got her heart fluttering, and after the war they kept meeting up and that's how their love blossomed. Oh, that'd have been so cute. But I don't, from my recollection, I don't think they ever met during the war. So it's kind of like, how the hell did they meet, eventually get married, and have their daughter Chocho? Um, Either way, totally adorable. I love Chocho. She is freaking cute. Then we have our one of our main known iconic couples of Sasuke and Sakura, and their daughter Sarada. I'm not gonna lie, I love Sarada. She's adorable. I do wish that they had maybe given her some physical characteristics of Sakura, since she basically is just a one-to-one copy of Sasuke, just a girl version. I think honestly, I think she would have been so cute if she had, she had her iconic black hair like Sasuke, but maybe she had gotten her green eyes from Sakura, and then those eyes then change into, whenever she activates her Sharingan. I think that'd have been so freaking cute. Um, and then I don't know. I feel like it'd have been so cute if like she had. But then again, they do have that whole weird arc where they're like not sure who Sarada's mom is. Cause like again, Sarada's basically a one-to-one copy of Sasuke. She physically has like no characteristics of Sakura, so you can't even tell from that. Like if she had Sakura's green eyes, you could be like, oh well, she gets her eyes from her mom. Duh. So obviously that's her mom. What other person do we know has green eyes out there? Or if maybe she was born with Sakura's pink hair, or and whatnot. So you'd be like, well, her mom has pink hair. Clearly that's where she got it from. So that whole weird arc of not knowing who Sarada's mom was, and it's just like, come on now, what other girl has Sasuke like been known for? Like known besides carding, and one that he's actually shown like concern and compassion for. Um, which that's a whole nother thing. I think I've talked about this and how the anime really like didn't like really changed up how their relationship and romance blossom. It just makes me want to scream. If I could, I'd do it myself, but I don't want to tell anybody or timing. But yeah, but I love Sarada. I would say definitely, even though she is basically a one-to-one copy of Sasuke, she definitely has Sakura's personality. Definitely has Sakura's smarts because she um, was like the smartest kid in the academy. Like had top grades. Was really good at like shooting jutsu, so you could definitely see the parallels of both of her parents and her. Um, and and then I think even Naruto at one point pointed out like when she looks like Sasuke, but she does have some characteristics of Sakura. He's like, yeah, you probably look a lot like Sakura when you snap or get mad. So that definitely lets you know that you are Sakura's daughter. Especially, and then when you do see her use her super strength that she inherited from Sakura, you're like, yeah, that's her girl, that's her daughter, and they're so cute. I love their relationship. It's pretty sad, Sasuke having to be away all those years, for the fishing and whatnot, and Sarada kind of growing up not knowing who her dad was fully. But it is interesting later on in Boruto when we do see Sasuke, popping up around more, being with his family, creating a bond with Sarada. And it's funny enough, I think later on in the Boruto manga, I haven't read the mangas, I have no idea, but I think I kind of got spoiled from this, kind of, that we do see like past like flashbacks of when Sarada was younger, like pretty much like maybe as a baby, maybe around 1 or 2. That around that, like Sasuke didn't just up and disappear like people seem to think. Like no, like he was in the village for a good couple of years in the beginning of Sarada's life, but things had happened, situations were popping up that only his expertise and powers could get the job done, so that's why he eventually had to leave for all those years. But that he was there for her and Sakura for the first few years of her life. And, oh, I wish I could see it. I would love if they continued on the anime and got to that point. So that way I could see that. I think it'd be so cute to kind of see, like, of course, she's a baby, so she doesn't have these memories, but maybe she's seeing it through Sakura or Sasuke, like something strong out there past the memories of the first few years of her life, and her seeing it from herself that, oh, like, no, he was there. He was with us for the first few years of my life. He was by our side, but something had happened that was going to threaten the world again, and he had to go in order to keep us all safe in the future. And it's just, I love it so much. I love it so much. I just wish, honestly, it was my point, because I think I've said this too, how I've been, I actually started rereading well, not rereading, I used to I used to read it when it came out. I was borrowing it from, like, friends and stuff, but I had a few friends who had, like, the Naruto manga as it was coming out, like, way back in the day. So I would borrow some of them. I read the first couple of volumes, but pretty much, I guess you say reread. I started rereading and really saw, like, the differences between what the anime did and what the manga did, especially in turns to Sasuke and Sakura's relationship and how that blossomed. Because, growing up, we all kind of just assumed Sakura was this huge fangirl who was crazy obsessed with Sasuke, and Sasuke didn't really care about her. So when they eventually did get together in Boruto, people were looking like, what the hell? How did this work out? And then and a few people have posted, like, videos of them, like, going deep into how their relationship blossomed, pretty much where the anime did things differently compared to the manga. It's like, no, there were signs that their relationship was blossoming, that they had feelings for each other. But, Sakura was a bit more open about it, but Sasuke, maybe was a bit dismissive, a little bit shy, but he didn't just flat out, you know, hate her, and eventually, grew to love her, but had to push her aside for, the darkness he was inevitably going to fall into, and didn't want to drag her into that. Didn't want to drag any of them into that. The guy who eventually became his best friend and basically was like another brother to him. The sensei that was like a father figure to them, and eventually the girl he, was friends with growing up and eventually came to love. And it's just, I love it so much. Plus, when people break down that comparison of, like, Sasuke wasn't just this, we kind of saw it as like, yeah, he was just pushing people our way. Didn't really care about their relationship, the connections he had with them. It's like, and it's funny, kind of going back and reading the manga and reading some of these analysis videos people have done. It's like, no, like, you can clearly see, like, he cared about everyone. Everyone in Team 7 basically became, like, his second family. Like, everyone became special and dear to him. But the revenge, the anger, the darkness was consuming him, and he couldn't and didn't want them getting swallowed up into that, because he knew who they were as people, knew that they would be willing to hop into that darkness with him. And he didn't want that on their shoulders. Like, especially, he didn't want to drag Naruto into that. When he had dreams of being Hokage, he couldn't drag Naruto into the darkness and possibly ruining that dream for him. Didn't want to do that to Kakashi, after everything he's done for them, teaching them, training them, mentoring them. And most definitely, he couldn't do that to the girl he was eventually falling in love with. So, it's just so cute. I love it. And then freaking the OG couple that I think is just so adorable when you see them in Boruto, freaking Naruto and Hinata. They are so cute. I love their family. Boruto and Himawari, especially Himawari, she is a freaking ray of sunshine. I love her so much. I want to just hug her and just protect her always. Himawari is adorable. I love her so much. Um, Boruto definitely had to grow on me more, because in the beginning he was just like an arrogant, cocky little shit, and I'm just like, oh, you irk me so much. But I definitely say he was just very misunderstood. He was very hurt, thinking that his dad didn't care about him, that was just putting the job of the Hokage over his family, when in reality that wasn't the case. It was kind of in a way similar to the situation of Sasuke, that he, being Hokage was his dream. That's what he wanted. But it came with more responsibilities, and more than that, he didn't just have his own family anymore. He always saw the village as his family, as people he had to protect, people he sworn to protect. And whoops, I accidentally clicked on something and it popped up something else, and that scared the shit out of me. And and I think at this point, Boruto has always seen his dad as a strong, powerful ninja who could do it all. So, throughout the series, when he does kind of open his eyes and truly learns about the past Naruto had to go through, the pain, the struggles, the loss he had to go through to get to where he was today. It really does put his mind in perspective. He's like, oh, my dad wasn't born this strong, this powerful, this beloved by the village. He's like, no, my dad had it rough. People hated him, people despised him, people feared him. But he didn't let that stop him. He kept pushing forward, kept proving himself, saying that there was more to him than just the monster that was placed inside him. And eventually, it opened up not just his heart, but everyone else's, creating those bonds that meant so dear to him. It wasn't just, the main people he was close with. Eventually, it grew out to other people. It's just, eventually seeing that, him coming to an understanding, like, no, my dad had it rough. And, I do understand that, to be to where he is, he had to go through a lot, and he does respect that. So I do understand, and I love that connection. And I think it's funny how basically Sasuke and Naruto's kids kind of want to be the opposite of each other. So Sarada wants to grow up eventually and to be Hokage, and she really looks up and admires Naruto, where, and not to say she doesn't admire Sasuke, she does. She cares about him. She thinks he's amazing, a ninja. She'll go to him for advice. But you can definitely see, like, if anything, Naruto is the role model she wants to be in the future. And then Boruto is kind of like the same thing. He eventually, when he meets Sasuke, he's starstruck, learned, oh, this was my dad's rival, someone who was always considered his equal. And, growing and, bonding more with Sasuke, he's like, yeah, I don't want to be Hokage. And that's not really for me, my grandfather, fourth Hokage, my dad, the seventh, but he's like, that's not really what I want to do. I'm not doing this to become Hokage or anything. He's like, that was dad's dream. I want to find my own ninja way. And he's kind of, in a way, following the paths, not similar to Sasuke, but kind of he wants to be a powerful and strong ninja, but kind of be someone who supports, be in the background, be that second in command if possible. So kind of becoming like the shadow Hokage to what Sasuke is for Naruto. And he's, I think at one point even told Sarada, he's like, hey, when you become Hokage, I'll be your right hand man. I'll be there for you, helping you in the backgrounds, helping you in the shadows. Kind of like what Sasuke is doing for Naruto. So I do think that's really cute. And how, like, their kids kind of admire the other and want to be like them. So besides that, kind of just going through the Naruto movies, going through Boruto. What else was I? Oh, I actually didn't say. Well, I watched just about the thing, but that's fine. I finally watched the latest season of Blue Exorcist that came out. Oh my Jesus, that I mean, wasn't a well, no, it wasn't a flashback at a season, but basically was Rin going into the past, kind of learning the secret of him and Yuki's birth, learning the fate that befell his mother and his father, kind of how that came to be, how he became the son of Satan, how his family got involved in all this, and just seeing the journey from their perspective and how it ended up becoming the tragic story that eventually would catch up to him once he was older and being revealed to be the father of, or not the father, the son of Satan, and kind of coming into terms of, yeah, that might be how it is, but I decide what I am, how I use my powers, and kind of just a bit more reveals and more secrets or questions really, because Shiemi, whatever's going on with her situation and family, and then her coming to terms with her feelings for the guys, and it's just so good. It was so good. I can't I hopefully they are going to continue the series, do a, god, what season would this even be, like 4 or 5 at this point, because it was season 1, and then there was a season 2 who picked up after like episode 13 or 14 of the original series. Then there was a season after that, so that was season 3, right? And then there was a season before this one, so that was 4. So this one would be 5. So we would need a season 6. Oh, I hope they do it. I can't wait. It was so good. I was tearing up. I was like, this is so fucked. Just kind of seeing what happened in the past involving their parents and how that came to be, and it broke my heart. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love Blue Exorcist. I'm so happy they're continuing on the series. I do hope they continue it on more. I do definitely want more of this and where they left off. What else? Oh, I did see the latest or season 4 of Rent a Girlfriend, pretty much the pool arc. I didn't have any qualms about it. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like a mind-blowing season. Especially since it turns out the season was supposed to be longer, but instead they cut it in half and are making the second half its own season. So we pretty much like left off at the beach or pool at this. I think it's pretty much this pool arc, and then the 5th season is supposed to like pick up right after that, which is an interesting point to do, but I guess. What else have I been watching? I don't know what made me go back and rewatch this, but I started rewatching Wedding Peach. Oh, I love Wedding Peach so much. Wedding Peach is so cute. I would love to do my podcast episode where I'm just talking about Wedding Peach, because basically, if you love Sailor Moon, you would love Wedding Peach. I'll give a little bit of a synopsis about it if no one's ever seen the Wedding Peach. Basically, it's about this girl, Momoko Hanazaki. She's a girl who loves love. She's obsessed with hopefully getting married one day. Kind of like typical teenage middle school. Well, yeah, she's supposed to be in like middle school, so she's supposed to be like 13 or 14. I don't remember their age exactly, but they're supposed to be like in middle school. But she's obsessed with maybe one day falling in love, getting married like her parents. She loves wearing her mom's wedding dress, hoping and dreaming it'll be her one day. Wearing her mother's supposed to be engagement ring or wedding ring. Um, and then one day, people or demons in this case, are after the ring. She finds out that she's actually a legendary angel called Wedding Peach, and her job is to help in keeping the love wave in the human world intact because the beings that are after her ring and after love waves are from the devil world, and they're trying to destroy all love, not just in the human world but in the angel world as well. So it's up to her, as well as the other love angels that eventually come along, and keeping the peace, and then eventually finding the Saint something fours, which are supposed to be these four powerful weapons that the angel world were keeping safe, but if into the wrong hands, it could destroy all love throughout all three worlds. So their job is not only to, helping maintaining the love wave in the human world, but also finding these four ancient weapons and, finding a way to defeat the devils and maintaining peace. So, it's so cute. I love Wedding Peach so much. Um, Especially when we get introduced to the other angels. I won't reveal. Well, we can kind of guess who they are. But we got Angel Lily, Angel Daisy, and then we get a fourth love angel, which we don't get towards the end. Uh, but so like for a good portion of the anime, it's just the first three main love angels. Kind of seeing the love, seeing relationships blossom because at this point funny enough, all three girls are crushing on this one guy. Pretty much like the most popular guy in school. They're crushing on him. But at the same time, Momoko is hopping through, not hopping, but having confusions as she's getting closer to another guy that at first she says she hates, but she is like slowly bonding and does has feelings for him. And then more and more things happen. Oh, it's just so good. If you haven't seen Wedding Peach, I definitely will go more into detail about it. If I do a podcast episode for it, I will do a podcast episode about it. That's a definite, but I love Wedding Peach. It's so good. And just rewatching it was just so nostalgia feel. Um, honestly, I don't even remember. Oh wait, I do remember. I went. I remember this vividly. I went to my friend. I went with my aunt who had a friend who was also obsessed with like anime, specifically Sailor Moon. So that was something we kind of bonded over, and we were at. I think it was like his one of his families, like a cousin's or something's house, and his niece had a. This was back in the day when people still had like video or VCR tapes, and she had a VCR tape of the entire season of Wedding Peach. So I was like, oh, I've never heard of Wedding Peach. And she was like, oh, well, if you like Sailor Moon, you'll totally love this. And funny enough, I still remember this vividly. I asked her, oh my god, can I like borrow this? And then I can give it back to your cousin and he can return it. And of course, she said no. So I was like kind of really upset because I was like, come on, I've never heard of this anime. But if it's like Sailor Moon, I'm gonna totally love it. But of course, she didn't want to borrow it, assuming that I would lose it or wouldn't return it, which is funny enough, kind of worked out in a way because I never did see them again, so I totally would have kept it. No, I would have found some way. I think at that point she was still talking to him, so I would have eventually, have given it back, but I was like, dang it, I really, really want to watch this. So I started, researching Wedding Peach, and at that point, that's when YouTube was still relatively new, and this was back when um animes were being uploaded over on YouTube, so you can watch full on episodes. But anyone who remembers the early days of YouTube when they were when people were uploading episodes of shows, but uploading them in parts, so you would get oh, Wedding Peach episode 3, part 1 of 3. So they were like splitting it up into 3 different parts instead of like one full length episode. But eventually I did find it like that. So and then I quote unquote may have found some websites that were offering the whole season. So I watched it like that too, and I'm just like, that's how I fell in love with Wedding Peach. Pardon me. But yeah, that was just, it was so good. I love Wedding Peach. It's so cute. I love their outfits that they wear when they fight. They're so cute and adorable and just badass, and I would love to cosplay as any of the angels, whether it's Peach's outfit, Daisy's outfit, Lily's outfit, the fourth Love Angel's outfit, and then even their upgraded OVA outfits. Those are sick, especially since they have wings in the back. Those are sick outfits. Their battle outfits are crazy. Um, but besides that, what else was I watching? Uh, I did go back and I rewatched Sugar Appy Fairy Tale. The first, well, part 1 and then part 2. Especially since I heard kind of get a bit of a spoiler to what happens in the light novel. So I hope this comes back and gets like a season 3 or I guess a season 2 at this point. Because this anime was one, freaking cute and adorable. I love it so much, and I would just love to know what happens afterwards. But what else was I watching? Right. I did talk about this, the Detective Conan movie that got finally got the English released for it. Movie 26, The Black Iron Submarine, that finally got the English dub, so I was able to watch it. I mean, I kind of already watched it when it was coming out, when it came out sub, so I just rewatched it when it came out dub, so it's kind of funny. Um, okay, so it's not 27 I'm missing, because I watched 27. It's another Kaito Kid, the Conan movie, with Heiji in it. One I haven't seen is the 28th movie. That's the one I'm missing. I've seen the 27th movie. I need to see the 28th movie of Detective Conan that came out this year, I believe. Um, but yeah. What else? Oh, I finished watching the second season of Panty and Stocking. The voices did take a while to get used to since I was so used to season one's voices, but I could definitely say it didn't fall off when it came to pretty much the hilarious of Penny and Stocking. I was just so cute, and the ending is so adorable on what happens. I'm not gonna spoil, but I would definitely say if you are a huge fan of Penny and Stocking, I would definitely recommend giving the second season a try. It will take a minute, with the voice changes, especially if you are watching the dub. I think the Japanese voices stayed the same. The voice actors are still the same. It's just the English that changed from season 1 to season 2. But it's still good, still funny, still hilarious. I still had moments and I was just like, I can't with this show. It's too much. What else? We haven't heard anything about this, but I wonder if they're gonna be continuing on with that Prince of Tennis. Because they did that last season when they were in that tournament, but I haven't heard anything since, so I have no idea what they're doing with that. Oh, excuse me. And I guess that's pretty much it. Cause wait, no, I did see this. We had got, well, not a full confirmation, but we did get confirmation that Magic Knight Ray Earth is getting a new anime adaptation. I don't remember if they gave like a specific date or a year. Let me look it up. Magic Knight Ray Earth remake. Because we had talked about this before. They had like teased it a while back for like the 30th anniversary of the anime. That looked like they were gonna do a new anime adaptation with like updated graphics and maybe being a bit more true to the source material. But then after a while, we never heard anything. And then, a while back, we did get confirmation that, yes, they are confirming it is getting a new anime adaptation. And I actually just found it. It's supposed to set the premiere next year in 2026. We don't have a month yet, and we don't have a season, so we have no idea when we're supposed to be getting it, but we are supposed to be getting it sometime next year. And I can't wait. One, because I actually, funny enough, I didn't watch this when this was coming out. I actually just rewatched the old anime adaptation, because it was all on, is it TMS Entertainment's YouTube channel? They have both season 1 and season 2 up there, subbed and dubbed. So I was just bored one day. I have heard about Magic Knight Ray Earth, and I think I might have seen like an episode or two a while back, but I had never fully sat down and watched the anime. So I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So when I heard that it's eventually was possibly going to get an and pretty much a remake, a new anime adaptation, I was like, sign me up. I even found the manga, read the manga, see how different it is from the anime, which it actually really is hugely different once you get to season 2. Yeah, from my understanding, it's like season 1 is pretty much kind of a close one-to-one adaptation. It's only when you get to season 2 that it's a very vaguely different. Ooh, excuse me. So, I mean, I did watch it, I did enjoy it, and then I read the manga, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know why they do this. I mean, this was an old anime, so it makes sense that they would change up the second season, the second half, and do something totally different. But for what happens in the manga compared to the anime, I'm like, yo, they need to do an anime, pretty much do a remake, pretty much do a Fruits Basket, Sailor Moon, Crystal remake of this anime and do it following the actual manga from like word for word, page to page, scenario to scenario. And hopefully that's what I'm assuming this anime remake is going to do. Pretty much give us a Sailor Moon Crystal of following it from the main source material. And if they do that, I am going to love it, because I definitely think I prefer the ending to the manga from the anime, and I'm like, I would love to see them animated. Especially one, the guys in there are insanely hot, especially the main villain in part 1, and pretty much the love interest we get in season 2, which you'll know why, but but I would love to get it. I just can't wait. It looks even from a few not the clips, from the old trailer they revealed, and then like the poster revealing the remake in 2026. It looks so good. Just anime, the style, it just looks so good on just how up to date this is gonna be. And I'm just like, oh, I can't wait. This is gonna look so amazing. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let me see. Actually, let me go to my Twitter and see if there was, because I was going through this and I don't think I was just saving anything that was catching my attention. I saw this thing. Someone had posted like the Saint Tail acrylic stance, and that just got me thinking. I was like, oh, Saint Tail! Oh my god, I haven't rewatched that anime in so long. I love Saint Tail. And crazy enough, if you never know this, they actually did do an anime, like a dub for Saint Tail, but only for the first, god, like 15, 20 episodes of the full on. God, I don't remember how long Saint Tail was. Give me 1 second. Saint Tail. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, the Mysterious Thief Saint Tail. Yeah, of the 43 episodes the original anime did, only, I don't even think half of it was dubbed in like an old dub. So I think that'd be a really cool and cute show to bring back and like reamp it up, and maybe eventually maybe do a new dub for it. That'd be so cute. I would love a Saint Tail remake or update. Oh, this actually was another thing. Um, if you go on Steam, if you guys have Steam, they're of course having their Black Friday sale, and so many games are on sale. It's insane. Just what's on sale, what the deals are, and honestly, I fell for the trap. I couldn't. There were so many games I wanted that I have on my wish list, and I was just like, oh, it's like $3 now, or it's like $4, or maybe like an $80 game, it's like $15. So there was a few. I'll name a few. Um, I got an Injustice God Among Us Ultimate Edition. I got the first Bayonetta game. That was like $5-6. One game I was dying to, well, two. These two I have been trying to get forever, and I was just like, do I want to? Should I get them now? Because I'm like, I don't know when they're going on sale again, and I don't want to wait, and then they don't go on sale for like maybe another year or two. The first Fairy Tail game that came out, and then the first Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Hinokami Chronicles game. Each one was like $14-15. I was like, yo, I was like, first off, Fairy Tail. I've been wanting to get this damn Fairy Tail game forever. And as someone who is a huge Fairy Tail fan, I'm like, I need this game. Especially since they do have a second one, and from what I've seen and heard, not a lot of people were talking about the second game, but people were mainly talking about the first one. And I'm like, yo, I need it. And I've been wanting to play this damn Demon Slayer game since the first one came out. So you know what? I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna get them. I deserve them. There'll be games I can play on stream. I want these games so bad. So I did. I have the Fairy Tail game and the Hinokami Chronicles Demon Slayer game. And then just recently I did get 3 more games. Only because the first one I saw was literally like $1, $2, and I was like, why would you do this to me? I wasn't gonna get them because, I mean, I could play them, but I know what's gonna happen, so it wouldn't be much of a playthrough since I kind of already know what's gonna happen. But with the anniversary of the Danganronpa series, it's been 15 years since the first Danganronpa game was released. And I think with that, and with the game overall, you know, I guess just being on sale in general, please tell me why on Steam the first Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc game was like $1 or something. It was like 80 something, almost 90% off. It literally was like $1 or something. I was like, why would you do this to me? I can't do this right now. I was like, damn it, it's literally like $1 or something. I have to get it. I have to get it. I can't just not get it. And then I saw Danganronpa 2 was like $4. I was like, son of a freaking bitch. Okay, I guess I'm getting Danganronpa 2. Okay. And I was like, you know what? Something tells me, just look at Danganronpa V3. Sure enough, Danganronpa V3 was like $6-7. I was like, you know what? Y'all play too much. I'm gonna get all 3 games. Because I already had gotten Ultra Despair Girls. Because a while back it was like $5. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I mean, I already have the summer camp game. But at this point, I literally have all of the Danganronpa games. I have Trigger Happy Havoc, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, V3, Killing Harmony, Ultra Despair Girls, and I got the summer camp game. So I've got every Danganronpa game. But I would say, yeah, if you've never played Danganronpa, or if you've been looking forward to playing Danganronpa yourself, I would definitely say this sale they're having is, I mean, the first one is literally like $1 or $2. Second game was like $3-4, and then V3 was like another $6-7, and then I think Ultra Despair Girls is about the $5 price that I paid for it. And then the summer camp, I don't remember what price it is, but I'm assuming it's like no more than like maybe $10, $15. So you can literally get like all three games for like maybe $40, which is insane. So, and there's still so many other games I kind of want. Let me go to my wish list and see what other ones I had up here. There was one. It's like 340, it's like 350. It's the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, but I saw a lot of reviews were mixed, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. Injustice 2 is $5, 90% off from freaking $49. Jeez, a piece. I can't see. That's not when they do that. When I look to see what their full price was to whatever sale price they're doing, I'm just like, God dang it, why are they doing this to me? There's a Dragon Ball Z fighter game I've been trying to get. I think it's like $90 and now it's like $15. Gotham Knight is like $12, 80% off. Mortal Kombat 1 is $10, 80% off. I've been debating about getting this South Park, the Fracture But Whole game. It's $6, 80% off. Let me see what else. If you want Resident Evil 2 or 3 Remake, each one are 75% off, so they're $15 each, which is actually pretty good. Especially for them long, especially how long each game is. $15, that's not a bad deal. Resident Evil 0 is actually $10 off, so that's also 75% off. Let me see what else. Actually, I'm thinking I might get this. I thought I got this already. No, I think I got the first one. Game of Life 2. It's 70% off, so it's like $3.75. Not bad. I'm also thinking maybe I should get this. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So I'm assuming this is like the first 3 games entirely. It's 67% off and it's $10. That's not bad. For 3 games in one, that's not bad at all. Oh, I saw there's a lot of Yakuza games that's on sale. This is one Yakuza Like Dragon. It's like $8, 60% off. I saw some other ones. I thought I saved them, but I can't find it. Oh, if you are interested in the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, each one are 50% off. So they're $10 each. So the first one, second one, and the third one, Full Burst HD, each one is $10, which actually isn't bad. So if you're a Naruto fan and you've never played the Ninja Storm games, I would definitely recommend getting them. I don't have them yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I found like a bunch of Yakuza games. A lot of them are, well, besides the one I just mentioned, the other ones were 45% off. So each one are like $11 each, which isn't bad because their regular price is $20. So yeah, it's like half off, pretty much. Like, and they have the Fairy Tail 2 game, but I see the reviews are mixed, and it's only 35% off, so it's still like $40 from a 60 game. I'm like, I'll wait till you're a little lower. Same thing with the second Hinokami Chronicles Demon Slayer game. It's 30% off, and it's still like $38. I'm like, ugh. I don't know about that. One game that I really, really want, but I don't think is on this sale. Where is it? The 100 Line Last Defense Academy. That's still not on sale, and that thing is $60. I don't think I can't. Not when I paid about $60 for about 6 or 7 games. Master Detective Archive Rain Code. That's still like $45. Oh, and I want that so bad. I would love to play that on stream. Um, there's this Hello Kitty Island game I want, but it's like 40 bucks. These games are insane. What else? There was one other game I really. Oh, that's right, this one. That's not on sale. It's the remaster of the Fate Stay Night games. Oh, this came out last year. Oh, I want this so bad. I'm wondering, should I just go for it? Just pay the 30 bucks. I mean, cause I want to play it so bad. I love Fate, and I've seen all three. Well, I've seen all the anime adaptations of Fate. So I've seen the Stay Night. I've seen Unlimited Blade Works. I've seen the Heaven Fields movies. So I would love to play the visual novel, cause it'll be so good. What else? I feel like there was one more, but I can't remember. Let me go through my thing. I'm not seeing it. Did I get it? Or maybe I did, but I don't see it. That's odd. Oh well. But yeah, there's so many good games out there. So many other ones. Not everything's on sale, unfortunately, because I'm like, ugh. The other ones I mentioned, those were on sale and they were a little cheaper. I get them so fast, but they're not. So I just have to wait. Wait until I see that they're on sale. But I'm possibly thinking, what was the game I was thinking about getting? Oh, the Game of Life 2. You know what? I'm gonna put that in my cart. I think I have stuff in the cart already. Look, I need more stuff. I already bought a bunch of games. Oh, Mortal Kombat X. But I'm assuming this is like 2 games in one from what I saw. It's like $4, so I'm thinking about getting that too. It's just there's so many games, and then I'm looking at like just so many deals. Oh, it just makes me want to scream. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So besides that, oh, actually before I head off, there was one more thing I was doing. But I don't know where it popped up for me on YouTube, but randomly I was seeing that people were bringing out like their old PSPs and were playing them. And I was like, yo, PSP? I'm like, I didn't think people still had them after all these years. I'm like, that was an early 2000 things. That's from around the time like Nintendo DS came out. Think no, I think that's before Game Boys, or I think Game Boys were still a thing. But back then, PSPs were the thing. Almost everyone I knew had one. I don't think I've ever told the story, but my cousin, how I gotten into them was my cousin. He had one. And had it for a while, but he hadn't played it in a couple of years. And he had one of the Naruto Ninja Storm PSP games. And actually, I think he had both. He had the first one and the second one. So he was like, "Hey, do you want to?" I think he gave it to me and was like, "Hey, you want to play it?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, really?" And I was like really drawn into the game. But then I naturally had to give it back as we were leaving. He was like, "You know what? I don't play it anymore. Why don't you borrow it until you beat the games? And then, you can give it back." And I was like, "Oh, sick, really?" So, of course, I took him up on his offer. And he was like, "Oh, he's letting me borrow his thing so I can finish playing the game." Um, that he said I can finish. He said he doesn't play it anymore, but he said I can borrow it and finish playing the games I started. So that's what I did. So I played both of those Naruto Shippuden games, and well, not Shippuden, Naruto Ninja Storm games, and eventually gave it back. And then I was like, damn. After I gave it back, I was like, I kind of wish I didn't have to, because I really, really want one now. I would love to get one of my own. And around the time, I remember, I remember when you sometimes get those booklets of like Target or Walmart showcasing like deals for, like upcoming holidays and whatnot. Excuse me. I saw that they had one. Funny enough, this was back when like Hannah Montana was still popular and like on TV. They had a limited edition purple Hannah Montana PSP. And I was like, bitch, I want one. Especially since at that point, I had played my cousin's PSP and I had really wanted one of my own. But things happened. I ended up getting it wasn't the 3DS. I think I got the regular DS. Or the DSi or something. I don't remember which one it was. But I ended up getting a Nintendo DS, which I actually really enjoyed playing too. Um, then we got the PSP. Years goes by, and I'm seeing people are dragging back out their PSPs. And I'm like, what can people still play on PSP nowadays? I mean, I know there's a lot of there's like a PSP emulator you can download on your phone, and if you get the right like files, you can download PSP games and play them on that. So it's kind of like you have your own PSP on your phone, which at some point I actually was doing that. But one it was heating up my phone like crazy, and sometimes was like ruining it. Um, so after a while, I had to give that up. And then eventually I even started doing it on this. I was thinking about playing some of those games on this. You can download it on your PC and play some PSP games. But I was like, not really. Plus, they hold up so much memory. And I was like, nah. But I saw that there's this thing people do, and apparently they're taking their old PSP and they're modding it. Apparently, it's something people have been doing for years, which I never knew. Apparently there are these programs that are created that can help you in basically modding the PC, so that way you can, with it, you can download games and play on it. And I was like, yo, that's really interesting, and that's actually really cool. Kind of bringing back an old gaming console, which back in the day was like the sickest thing to have, and finding a new way to use it now in 2025. So I was like, that is actually like insanely sick. I want to do that. And I'm like, and one, it would kind of get me into getting eventually a PSP because I've always wanted one. So I was and it kind of like reinvigorate me, being like, damn, I wanted one back in the day and I never got it. So this could be my chance to finally get one. So, I took the plunge and I was like, you know what? I was debating between it. I was like, should I not? Should I do it? And I was like, you know what? No, I can do this for myself. This is pretty much like I'm in the midst of doing this part-time job. I've got money coming in. I can do this. I can spoil myself once and buy this thing. And if I set it up and do it the way people are saying you can do it, this thing could be revolutionary to gaming. Well, not revolutionary, but you know what I mean. So I eventually got one. And of course, I had to get it in actually, I'm holding it right now. You can probably hear the chime I have on it. It's a Japanese PSP, so I got it from Japan. It's well, not supposed to be. It's a pink cherry blossom color design. So of course it is pink coming out. Well, it doesn't have like cherry blossom like pictures or designs on it, but it's supposed to be like cherry blossom pink or sakura pink. So, me being the cherry blossom fanatic I am, I of course was like, when I was going through the colors, I was like, I don't want straight up black, because that's the one my cousin had. I'm like, black's not bad, but I'm like, if I'm gonna get a PSP that I've wanted for years, I'm gonna get it in the color I want. So I was debating between either straight up white, because the white one looked really pretty, red, because I love red is my color too. So it's between white, red. The blue one looked cool too, so I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that light purple one, like the Hannah Montana one I saw. I saw a dark purple one. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then I saw the pink Sakura Cherry Blossom one. I was like, ooh, I think I'm gonna get that one instead. So then I debated between that and the red one. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the pink one. I'm gonna get the pink light sakura cherry blossom one. And that's what I went with. So I went with it and I got it. Actually came to me pretty fast, but with this whole, since I got it from Japan, I did have to pay. I paid for the console itself. Um, it didn't come with like any batteries or anything, so I had to buy batteries separate. I had to buy the SD card separate and all that stuff. And I got it. Um, with that and since I got it from Japan, I did have to pay like an extra like $20 for like not shipping fee, because shipping was free. It's like for all these overseas things, if you buy things overseas, you have to pay like additional tax or something. So it was like, because the console itself was like 80 something dollars, but then with the extra like $20 for like the overseas whatever. So basically, the console itself was like $100, which is actually not bad considering how expensive these handheld consoles are nowadays. I mean, the freaking Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 are like $500, $600, which is insane. And then their games are like $80. But I got it. At that point, I had already ordered myself the battery, the chargers, the plugs, the SD. I think the SD and all that came the next day. But I had mainly everything of it. And then literally after work, because it came that Friday, the other stuff I was missing. Literally that Friday, after work, I ate something and I immediately hopped in and getting this thing set up. I went, got the files, downloaded everything, updated it, changed the region to the US, so it wasn't in just straight Japanese. And I've never been happier. I freaking love this thing. I'm just like, it was revigorating me of getting something I never had gotten years ago. And this thing is freaking cute and adorable. Like, just the color, like, because actually, this is something I forgot, but there's actually 3 different versions of the PSP. There's the 1000, 2000, and the 3000 version. My understanding is the one I got is the 3000, so it's a little slimmer from the 1000. The buttons are different, and like at the very left, there's a PlayStation button. When before, I believe in the 1000 and 2000, that was something else. I can't remember, but I got it, and it's been working ever since. I've been playing games on this like crazy. I've gotten the old Naruto Shippuden, I keep saying Shippuden, the Naruto Ultimate Ninja PSP games I used to play. I've been playing them on them. It's been running smoothly. I'm just like, I love this so much. But then I also noticed that people have been doing this with other old consoles, kind of reviving old consoles so that they can be kind of relevant nowadays. Because, like I said, these new consoles, mainly the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, I even heard Steam supposed to be getting its own like handheld, or they have a handheld console, but they have one you can like hook up for the TV, which I don't even think they even have a price for that, but that shit's probably gonna be like $1,000. I don't think PlayStation has another portable out there. I think I think they were thinking of one, but I've heard there's so much issues with it. People are just like, it's a waste of money, really. Excuse me. But some of the other consoles I've heard people have been modding are the PlayStation Vita, which I'm like, bitch, I wanted a Vita too. After the phase of the PSP kind of died down, I heard of the Vita. Funny enough, no one I knew had a PS Vita. Everyone almost had a PSP, but no one had a PS Vita. I think a lot of people kind of fell off after that and weren't really using the PlayStation portables. But I've heard of the PS Vita, and let me tell you, honestly, that's another thing. I was debating between either getting my PSP or getting the PS Vita. And as from a lot of the videos, people were saying, oh, get the PS Vita because basically everything the PSP does modded you can do on the PS Vita, plus do like 10 times things more. So you can play like PS Vita games, you can play PSP games, you can play PlayStation games, I think even like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, maybe even PlayStation 4, I believe, and then you can play even other console games, and I'm just like, ugh. I was like, do I want one? I'm like, I've always wanted a PSP. Like, that was something I wanted so badly back as a kid. But then when I've seen the videos and seen people compare them and people saying the Vita was better, I'm just like, ugh. I want the PSP because I've always wanted a PSP, but then the Vita sounds like it's so much better. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna get the PSP like I wanted. And if anything, later down the line, I'll save up and I'll get myself a PS Vita and just do the same thing of remodeling it, modding it, doing all of it, and setting it up and whatnot. Especially with that one, I'm also trying to find colors too. I know there's a pink and white one, but let me tell you why. Because I got my PSP off of eBay. But so I'm thinking, oh, maybe if I do the PS Vita, I can do the same thing and maybe find something of a similar price. Maybe something not, maybe of course, maybe a little bit more expensive. Please tell me why. All these PS Vitas I've seen on freaking eBay are like 200, 300 plus dollars. And I'm like, bitch, what? People are like, mind you, this is an old ass console. Like, hold on, let me, PS Vita release date, there we go. This bitch came out the very first PS Vita came out in December 17th, 2011, so damn near, 16 years ago? Almost to this point, because we're almost in December. So damn near almost wait, that is almost 16 years ago, right? Well, no, 14. So, damn near almost 14 years ago. Whoops. My bad. There we go. Forgot I used the wrong keys for that. So, actually, where's my crank? There we go. Just looking like, because I'm like, please tell me why a console that's damn near 15 years ago is, actually, you know what? I don't think that's the right face. There we go. I think that's better. Someone please tell me why a console that's damn near almost 15 years old on eBay is almost about the price you would get for one of these consoles nowadays. I'm like, there is no way. And considering the fact that if even counting that extra $20 I had to pay for my PSP, together, the console itself was about $100. And then the batteries I got, actually it came with two, and it comes with chargers. So that itself was about $15. And then the plugs came with two, so that was pretty cheap. I think that was like $7. And then buying the SD card and the adapter wasn't crazy either. So I say anything at most, everything was probably around like $130, maybe $40, and that's including everything to pretty much get my PSP running. What, bitch? You telling me I'm pretty much paying that exact amount for everything to get my PSP running for just the console of a PS Vita on eBay? And that's not even and that's if that's the cheapest price. I've seen some that are like $100 something, but they're not in the colors I want. So I've been looking around and trying to see if there are other places that maybe have it cheaper, even if I gotta pay that extra traffic, whatever the hell they call it thing. I'm willing to pay it if I can possibly get it somewhere cheaper. especially when it seems like as long as it's not region locked, you can change the language to get it into English, and then once you update it and do all the things you need to do to mod it, it'll be set in English, and then you'll be set to go. But I'm like, son of a freaking bitch, are you kidding me right now? But I'm like, whatever, it's fine. But I do want one, and I want, the one I want is white. I've seen it, it's white and pink, and it's so pretty, but it's so expensive. Like, oh my god. Like, and I've seen like a straight, just a pink one, and even that's like damn near almost $200, $300. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. So I think I need to watch some more videos, figure out where people are getting them from super cheap, because I am not paying damn near like $300, $400 for a console that old. Like, even now, I think I found one that's $190. It actually isn't bad. It actually looks pretty good. Doesn't look scratched up as much. And it's white and pink. Oh, it's actually pretty pretty. I like this one. Oh, but see, they don't have free delivery. With that, I'd have to pay $70 for delivery. So then the total would be damn near like $260. That's insane. I don't know. I just have to look around. I have to watch some videos of people getting them, figuring out where they're getting it from, if they've had to pay some exorbitant amount to get it, or people are somehow finding them cheaper somewhere else. Which makes sense, because I mean, even though mine was from eBay, it came from Japan, so. But besides that, I've also heard people have been modding Nintendo 3DS, that's what it was. People have been modding those too. So I've heard you can do crazy things once you get that sorted out. So I'm just like, how did I not know about people doing this? Apparently this was a crazy thing people have been doing, of modding these devices and kind of bringing them back to life. Like, look at this. This is so freaking pretty. I would love this. Like, this is my color. I want this. I'm not paying that crazy amount of price. I can't. I can't. And that's the thing. Even if I do, what's to say I'm getting it and like, am I getting the whole console? Is it coming with batteries or everything? Or am I just getting the console? Because if I'm just getting the console, there's no way in hell I'm paying that much for just the console. And I still gotta go and buy the batteries, buy the charger, buy the SD adapter with SD card and the adapter. I'm not doing that. But so yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. So I've been playing games on my newly added PSP. So it's just funny, having this old console and playing games on it. Thought I heard something, but I think that was just someone going to the bathroom. It sounded like I heard a door open. But honestly, I think that's gonna be it for me, because it is almost it's past 2:30 a.m. my time, so I don't want to be too loud and keep people up, which I think it's fine. Well, I think some people do have work, but one that does is downstairs, and the other one I think has work later in the day, so, but I don't want to be talking too much and keeping them up. So, but that's gonna be it for me. I'll be back tomorrow, because I actually was gonna do some reactions, but I think I'll save those for tomorrow. So, but yeah, so that's gonna be it for me. Kind of just wanted to come on here, chat, do a little bit of talking, and yeah. So I'll come back tomorrow. I'll do some of those reactions, and then I don't know. Guess we'll take it from there. But that's gonna be it for me. Um, I'll see y'all next time. Remember, I do stream here. Well, when I do have time, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube, so you guys can check me out on either or. I'll see y'all then, and until then, I hope everyone had a great weekend, great Thanksgiving, great Black Friday if you guys found any good deals. I'll see y'all then, and until then, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!